Okay, folks. Yesterday was the first ride on Chinaco, and I actually got 2 rides in the round pen on him. Second one went really well. So I don't want to go back to the round pen. And today we're out in the pasture, of course, and I'm going to get him outside because I think that's what'll free him up. So that's the idea of what I'm doing. I want him to just free up, and if he wants to run off, I'll just let him run off because there's no fences here for quite a ways. And the point is, if he does run off, I'll just pet him on the neck and then he'll slow down. And I've done this a lot. And if I end up laying on the ground making that sound, so what? This is my choice. If I went back to the round pen today, I think I would set myself and my horse up to fail. He's ready to get outside. So the other thing I meant to tell you was I forgot, is that on the Old Spanish Trail, the product that the people in Santa Fe had was wool. They had natives that knew how to weave. California didn't have that. There was no sheep, and they didn't understand weaving. Anyway, they would bring out sarapes and blankets loaded up on these pack animals, sometimes 200 pack animals and 60-man crew coming out from Santa Fe. They'd come to California, and on the way out, some of their crew would peel off and trap beaver. So when they got to California, they could actually sell the beaver pelts to the ship captains and get cash, and then trade the blankets and knives and all the woolen goods for horses and mules, because that was the commodity back on the other end. So I just wanted to share that with you. And then the other thing is New Mexico's kind of split north to south with the Rio Grande River. And in the main trade deal with the Old Spanish Trail was in the 1830s. Well, in the 1840s, the people in Texas were wanting to annex the east side of the river of New Mexico to Texas. And the Mexican locals in Santa Fe weren't buying it. So it was a real tough time for the Americans that were in fact in Santa Fe, and a lot of the Spaniards. Some wanted them to be in Texas, some didn't. So anyway, that caused a bunch of pioneers to load up and leave New Mexico and go to California to get away from the whole thing. And the interesting thing to me was it was in the 1840s, and I never knew about the pioneers coming out from Santa Fe and buying property and ranchos in California. And as it turns out, 10 years later was the gold rush. So they were in place on their ranches when the gold rush hit, so they made a wise decision and made a lot of money. Anyway, that's more of the trivia on the Old Spanish Trail. Now, since I've got my colt going now, and we're going to have a whole different ball game on videos, I want to kind of do a little myth busting. Some people think you can't haul a horse with a saddle on it in a trailer. Well, the ranching world's been doing it for a really long time. And the horses are just fine. And the thing to note is that we don't use dividers. We just got a stock trailer because you might have to put a cow in there. Well, the reason I like stock trailers is because they're cooler. There's all kinds of air access, and the horses get more comfortable. They have more room to get at the angle they want, and I don't have them tangling with dividers. Now he's about to unload with a saddle on. He didn't blow up. This is part of the new world for him. He's got to get used to this. So anyway, we'll get all set up, and we're heading up the wash. And it's deep sand, and I want him to just free up and enjoy himself. And you'll notice when I get all set up, I'll have a Puckett on today from Home Depot tack store, because now I'm outside, so I need the tail of the rope connected to me in case I need to use it. And I don't use the tail of my Puckett as a quirt. I carry a quirt. Thank you. Okay, folks. First, you got to look at my back. It's not dirty, so I didn't get dumped. All I needed him to do is to trot and lope, and then back down to a trot and lope and stop, and he got everything done. This was about a, I don't know, 15-minute ride, I suppose. So he's done for the day. There was absolutely no buck in him at all. A lot of zigging and zagging around that sagebrush, but no buck. And you know, you've seen him out here with the pack saddle before, but I always ponied him. So now he's having to do his own navigating, and that's what I got to get him by. But I feel real good about it. And you can see the setup on here. I got this piece of rope, and I just tied it off so I could have it for a get down if I need it. And the quirt, I never had to use it. But like I told you, by the time you reach for this, it's late. So anyway, it was a really good ride outside, and it confirmed what I had in my mind all night. And I kept thinking of Bob Snyder, Sheridan, Wyoming. Things he told me about Morgan horses during the remount, how tough they were to start, but yet when you got them started, they were great. Okay. Lincoln Dahl in Arizona. He just goes. He just goes. Jay Scar, Arizona, same way. Pat Sweeney in Idaho. I got to watch him when we ran wild horses, and it's just forward. And the horse draws on that. So guys like that I've got to see are proof in the pudding. In other words, I validated myself through them, and I believe in what they do, and so I do what they did, and it works out pretty good for me. And there's two things that'll get you in this colt deal: is fear and indecision. And you just got to decide what level you're at, and then you decide what you want to do. I know what I like to do. But for me, as soon as I get on them, I want to get outside. So there you go. Thank you very much. Now to haul him, I got to raise that hackamore up so he doesn't flip it over the nose. Then I drop the rein over the neck, come back around. Remember, this isn't a Macate on a bosal. This is just a piece of rope. So now I can lead him by the lead rope and tie him to the trailer. And he's just fine. So he'll have another 3 weeks probably of the halter. And then I'll get him outfitted for the bosal. There you go.